This has always been the type of theater that we gravitate toward. We like something that will make the audience walk away and think and have a conversation. And these two shows are very deep.
And our audiences have come to expect that, appreciate it, and even love it. That it's a great place to stay and have a conversation afterwards about what you saw. We decided that these two shows running together would be a perfect way to end our 19th season. Madagascar is a very haunting, provocative, mysterious piece about a disappearance and three people who are connected, who are trying still to figure out what, how, why, and how they're involved or culpable.
I liken the play to movies like Memento or Chinatown, where there are ominous things that have happened or that people think may have happened, but part of the fun for the audience is putting it together along with the characters. Madagascar is about a wealthy East Coast family and their search for the truth about what happened to some of the members of that family. The mother of the family, the daughter, and the friend of the father, as they all share with us at different times what they believe to have happened to the father and the son, and the impact that's had on the family. Madagascar takes place in one hotel room over 5 years. One person occupies it in the present, one person occupies it 3 days ago, and one person occupies it 5 years ago. So you have multiple people with multiple opinions about what actually happened. And we get to put the puzzle pieces together. It's like driving through a little bit of a fog where things start to become revealed and we think, okay, that really happened, that's the truth, and then someone comes along and think, well, wait a minute, they both couldn't have had the same memory. So who's right?
Part of it is very familiar territory because there are times when, even though it's a very different piece, I think about the mysteries of Lost, for example, that people go crazy for trying to figure out what's going on in the island. There's so much here about character that you really want to know what happened and how did this happen.
I feel like you need three wonderful actors to handle it, and we've got them. Sam Anderson is playing Nathan, who is a close friend of the family. Taylor Gilbert plays Lily, the matriarch of the family, and Deanna Barone plays June, the daughter. It's what I call the parking lot discussion play, where people are, in their drive home, they'll be still putting some pieces together, and hopefully it'll be an exciting ride because they've got three unreliable narrators here. So the audience will be needed to help be the confessor to these characters, be the best friend, the person that they need to unburden themselves to. These characters are looking for forgiveness for what they've done, so the audience gets to figure out what have they done and do we forgive them for what they did.
Beautiful, dark, wonderful, funny piece. And you want to be able to talk about it afterwards and, then compare notes.
White people. It's about what we consider to be three probably very normal Americans. It's a brutally candid view of how they feel about the world today and how they fit into it. Is America the America they should have gotten? And they wrestle with their guilt and their prejudice and the price that they will have to pay or that their children will have to pay after their actions.
White People is about three white people in modern-day America. One is a woman in North Carolina, one is a young college professor in New York, and one is a CEO lawyer type in St. Louis. It's about the three of them dealing with their own personal issues and coming through a point of decision and change in their lives that happens in some way or another to tie into issues of cultural conflict or racial conflict or even just behavioral conflict between them and the people that they deal with. So first of all, there's Avery Clyde, who's playing Marlin, a housewife in North Carolina. She's the high school cheerleader who married the captain of the wrestling team and was going to have a great life and all of that, and then it all went downhill. She's not living the life she thought she would live, and now her son, who she's always taken care of, is very sick, and so as her life is sort of spiraling down, she's looking around her community saying, how come the people like me are now getting pushed aside? when we're from here 10 generations back, we never did anything to anybody. There's Tom Knickerbocker, who's playing Martin, the lawyer, and he now heads up this big legal firm in the middle of St. Louis. And his whole story is about the rules. It's not about what color your skin is, it's not about where you're from, it's about doing things right. It's about the way you communicate with society so that society can function properly. And if you break the rules, then you're asking for trouble, and he doesn't have a lot of sympathy for that. Then he has to deal with issues mostly relating to his children and what they have learned from the things that he has said and how he's behaved. And then there's Mark Dorr, who's playing Alan, the professor, and is teaching at basically a community college. Some negative things happen to him, which make him have to reevaluate and say, I have to face up to the fact that there's trouble in the world and there's problems in the world and you have to be watching for it. And then the question is how to be aware and how to be safe and how to protect yourself without falling into stereotypes and attacking groups of people just in the name of safety, which of course ties in very directly to stuff that's in the news every day right now.
And it's an amazing piece, the puzzle again, putting it together and why people do or say the things they do, what they say and what they actually mean.
And I think what's interesting about these two pieces together is the style of the two of them. Each of them has three characters. Each of those characters has a problem they're wrestling with, a secret they're trying to hide, a piece of a puzzle that they can't put together. And they share those stories directly with the audience. Really just a wonderful, individual, and very unique evening of theater, both of them.